Welcome. Thank you for coming on my podcast, One Struggles Now Stories.
Thank you.
So, I got a couple of questions that I want to ask you. So, the first one, could you tell me about different struggles in your life that you've been going through?
Yeah. So starting off, I kind of had a kid at 15. Well, not kind of. I had a kid at 15. Got pregnant at 15. Had her at 16. And I kind of just, when we found out she was pregnant, I kind of just stopped going to school and kind of just started doing the party life until she came. Well, then it just basically never stopped. And I got hooked on pain pills really bad. When I was doing baseball, pulled my hamstring. They prescribed me pain pills, and it kind of just went from there. And then I kind of lost my daughter because her and her mom moved to Tennessee when I was probably about 17, 18 about the time. And then when that happened, it just escalated. I had all the free time I wanted. I just moved out of the neighborhood I was living in and moved to a whole new neighborhood in Brownsburg, and it just went downhill after that. Dropped out of school, started hanging with the wrong crowd, and I got when I moved out to Brownsburg, it got really bad because everybody out there was like had what I say mommy daddy money. Like they just had money, and it was, get whatever we wanted. And it basically, it went from pain pills. Pain pills started getting way too high, and then I started doing heroin, and once I started that, it was over with. I didn't care about anything and making money, doing anything, going to school, hanging out with anybody. It was trying to get my next fix, basically.
Well, I know that was a tough time for you.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely it was rough, but I kind of just coped with everything with heroin like that. I didn't think about nothing, the pain of losing my daughter, and it was just I did heroin every day, and that was my life. I did that from 18, 19 until see, I'm 35. I'm going on 3 years, so about 32 years, or from 18 till I was 32, and in that time frame, it was jail, prison, heroin, and living on the streets. And I was gifted with my parents loved me to death, so they didn't really kick me out of the house. They did, but they didn't. Like, there would be times that I'd get kicked out, and then I'd be clean for 2 or 3 days, and I'd come back, and it just started over. And I stole everything from them, anything I could get my hands on at the house. I have three younger brothers and one older sister. So my younger brothers got everything they wanted. So they had every game system that you could think of. And, every time they bought the new game system, it was out of the house within a month. So it was and then they finally got tired of it and they kicked me out for good. And I didn't care. I was living off women, any any anybody I can get my hands on to give me money, and I used and abused anybody I could, and I did that forever. And it was rough going, and I never really thought about it that way until I got clean, and then it was no fun, definitely no fun.
Wow, that's definitely a testimony.